Hello everyone, it's the Canadian Futures Trader here. Welcome to the channel and welcome to the video.
Gotta get more followers.
If you have not already, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, get notified every time I put out a brand new video.
It's grow time.
Today's video, that is right guys, we are going to be trading corn. Yes, corn futures, the exciting world of corn futures. It is corn time. I did 6 trades today. It was a very exciting day. This is my first time ever trading corn. You might be saying, CFT, why on earth are you trading corn? Honestly, I don't have a good answer other than it's a little bit of a goof, and it worked out pretty well in terms of goofs. So what I'm going to show you is the open, which I didn't trade the specific, like the actual second it opened, but it was pretty hectic, I would say, more so than I expected. Then I'll go through the 6 trades. What you're looking at on the screen, now there's no data yet because we're waiting for the market to open. The right will be a time and sales, like a ticker tape. Middle is my usual jigsaw, the same one you see me use with treasuries. And then on the left, I brought up NinjaTrader just because, 1, I know people like looking at charts. 2, it worked out really well because it will show every single entry and exit that I did. And I hate to spoil it, but guys, I did 6 trades and every single trade was a winner. And you might think, oh, you just edited out the losers? No, you'll be able to see on the chart all my entries and exits. All 6 trades worked out pretty well. Now, I will say, I mean, it was kind of an easy day. I'm not going to speculate that corn is easy to trade in quotes, but it is a day where it was just kind of surging up essentially. So I was able to just ride it up multiple times. So that said, let's watch the open. And there you go, guys. Couple thousand contracts traded already. This is essentially a volume profile here. The fast action, fast-paced world of corn futures. So I was a little bit surprised by this. I did not expect this to open with kind of such pace. Now let's look at trade number 1. The first few trades, I'm going to pause this for a sec. The first few trades are a little bit not as exciting, I will say, so hang in there. The first few, I trade 4 contracts, and then honestly, I got a little bit bored with it. So I upped my size to 10 contracts, and I get a couple of nice big winners towards the end. So that's where the real excitement will come in. But I want to walk you through them all. Basically, since I know nothing about corn, I'm not correlating it to any other markets, anything like that. I am strictly watching order flow, I would say. I'm watching contracts being added and pulled, the ebb and flow. I'm also watching the tape. One thing I do later on in the video, 2 things. 1, I put the P&L over here, so you'll see for my first trade, I think it is, you won't see like how much I'm making or losing. I don't usually trade with the P&L on, but I do add it after the first trade just so you guys can see it. And then as well, the ticker tape here, later in the video after the first trade or 2, I can't remember exactly when, I filter this. So I like to filter out all the little one-lot trades. It's just, you know, these are guys, like individual guys trading. It just kind of muddies this up. So I filter it out so I only see trades that are 5 contracts or more, just to make it a little bit more condensed, a little less frantic, and really give you a better sense of people trading actual size. I would honestly consider upping this to like 20 or 50 contracts even, so it really filters out kind of the noise and just the bigger lots. Nonetheless, let's let this play. Trade number 1 happens fairly quick. I end up going long here and immediately pops up like this, just bang. Again, I'm long for 4 contracts, so, and again, you don't see my P&L right now, you will later. So this is my stop loss. Right now I'm basically locking in a 1-tick win, and I'm basically pulling out the tricks I use with Ultra Bonds. This is where I'm turning on the P&L in case you're curious over here on the left. I'm hiding behind, you know, the bigger limit orders and trying to do that. Now, that said, this moves pretty quick. You know, people are pulling and adding offers pretty quick. So right now I have a 1-tick winner essentially locked in with my stop, and I do believe it pops down here, takes me out. So hey, first trade, 50 bucks, I will take it. Trade number 2. Now again, here on the left, you can see on NinjaTrader, that's where I entered and that's where I sold, although technically it was right there and right there. So here we go long again. We're in for 4 contracts. We got the P&L up, so every tick is basically $50, or it's $12.50. I still haven't filtered out the small contracts over here on the tape. You're seeing a lot of little like 1-lot, 2-lot type of deals. And there we go. We continue to get the surge. You're seeing, you know, people add on here to here. And what you're also seeing, what I really like to see is is either buyers or sellers pulling offers. So when you see like the minus numbers here, that's people pulling their limit orders. So, people adding over here on the left, pulling on the right, just it's probably going to push forward. And that's exactly what it does here. Again, we're long for 4 contracts. I'm guessing at some point here I put on a take profit. Now, I think I actually don't get as much out of this trade as I kind of wish I had. There we go. I put in my stop loss. I move it up. So we're locking in at least 3 ticks. You see it tends to bounce, fairly frantically. So I didn't want to get too close to it, get knocked out in case it continued to go on a run. That said, in retrospect, watching this, I kind of wish I was up here a bit more with the stop. Okay, hey, there you go. I know myself too well. So at this point, I do believe I get taken out, and hey, we get a $250 winner on this trade. Now, this is real-time, video. I don't have a fast forward at all. To me, it seems fast because I'm used to the treasuries. They move, but they don't move typically this quickly. Trade number 3. All right, guys, so you'll see here, I'm going to pause the video for a second before we get into it. So that was my first trade here on the left, where we got the 1 tick. It looks bigger because the buy is way down here and the sell's down here, but you can actually look at the diamond like it was 1 tick there. This was that second trade where we got that nice surge. So we bought here, we sold here, right there, and good place to sell. It did rally back down. I mean, it came back up, whatever. We're getting ready to enter here, so I have a limit order to enter, and I'm going to get filled here in a second. Again, you're seeing, we had this nice rally, little pullback, etc. I'm not so much focused on the chart. I'm focused on this. Even where I pause it is kind of a good example. So the inside columns are the current limit orders that are, right now. The outside colored columns are orders being added and pulled from those limit orders. So you have 216 orders just being added here. You're getting orders pulled here. You're not having anybody do anything up here. Basically buyers are in control, and they've been in control and they're going to continue to be in control. So you're also seeing kind of here on the volume profile here on the left, where it's green, where it kind of switches from green to gray. This means that the majority of and I forget what the majority means in terms of percentage, but the majority of the contracts traded in this range. So everything down below here, which I don't think went much further, is up in this area right here. So not really expecting anything drastic to happen where it comes down here. I'm expecting it to continue to surge, and guess what? That is exactly what happens. I get filled there. I put in a take profit up here. Now this trade, if I recall, is fairly boring. I was hoping for a big surge, and it just never comes, and I end up just taking a small winner. I think on this one, I might even edit out kind of the middle part. I did. So this went on for 5 minutes, and you can see here, I'm going to pause this for a sec. I bought here, it just kind of ticked up in like a 3-4 tick range for about 5-6 minutes. You can see down here even 9:40, now it's 9:45 or later. So I'd already moved my take profit down a little bit, and you're going to see here in a second, I move it down even further. At this point, I've given up on this trade. I'm like, let me just get out. If I can get a tick or two, fantastic. So let this play. And that's the thing. Sometimes you just admit defeat. Like, you know what? This isn't doing what I thought it would do. But guess what? I can probably still salvage a tick or two. So let's try to get that. So I have my take profit set right here. The Q35 means I'm the 35th position in the queue. So there's 22. I got filled there, so you didn't get to really see it. But there's 122. I'm going to pause this for a sec. Orders in the queue, and I was in 35th position. The way I was in 35th position was just based on other orders getting filled ahead of me or people pulling their orders. Let's go trade number 4. So now I've upped my size to 10 contracts, and I believe this trade works out really, really well. Again, here on the left, you can see that was that previous trade, so this is not much long after. So I put a take profit fairly conservative because now we've upped our size, so I'm happy. If this bumps up 4 ticks pretty quick, I'll take it. You know what? That's a $500 winner, so let's see what happens. Just look at the size trading here, and nothing but blue over here on the ticker tape. Now, we do have a little bit of a wall to work through here, but as we've seen, they're pretty quick to add and remove orders. And basically, my thought process on this is if they can bump this up and start hitting into this, this might give way and they'll push right through, or even if it doesn't give way, if they can push through it. Now I have a fantastic queue position here because you see they loaded up on here, but I'm 48th in the queue. So at this point, I mean, we have a winning trade. I haven't moved my stop loss yet. Again, I want to give it some room. I'm hiding kind of behind all these orders. You're seeing buyers add on here. I mean, we get a little bop down. We'll push back up. You're seeing these guys pull. You're seeing these guys add on. Look at all those contracts being added on. These guys are pulling, and now they're adding up here. But again, I have my queue position. So at this point, I thought I got hit, but I actually removed my take profit really like just in the nick of time. Basically, my thought process was, you know what? I think they're going to continue to surge. So when it disappeared, that was me pulling my take profit and seeing if we can squeeze some more out of this. Remember, my original take profit was here, and it was on the verge of being hit. So at this point, we're already a little bit better now. We haven't locked anything in yet, but let's see what transpires here. So at this point, I'm just letting it do its thing. I mean, we know we're getting a winner out of this trade one way or another. Sure, I would rather get a bigger winner than, you know, a $250 winner, but at this point, it looks all signs point to it's going to continue to push. You're seeing these guys pull their orders. Now, one thing, I'm going to pause this for, and you see there it kind of popped up even further. I'm actually going to go back just a second right before it hits and pause this. So one thing I wanted to point out here was, and again, if you're not familiar with Jigsaw, this may or may not make sense, but my two inside columns here are actual contracts being traded. That means 18 contracts actually traded at this price right then. And those were buyers coming up and hitting the sell orders. The minus 133 is a combination of it's basically orders which are being taken away. Now, whether those are orders that were filled or they're sellers who pulled their limit orders, it's both of those combined. So only 18 traded, but 133 disappeared. That means you have sellers just pulling their orders. They're basically saying, hey, you know what? This is going to continue to go up. I would rather get a higher price if I can. So little things you look for. And then likewise here, you see buyers piling on. So these are actual limit orders. These are actual traded. These are people adding on new contracts to be traded. So let's continue. So that's just the end of that trade. And you saw it got a little surge there. So that one took a little bit longer time, but hey, it worked. I mean, by longer time, I mean, it took a couple minutes. So that was definitely the biggest winner. Plus we had sized up. Trade number 5, guys, there's only 6 trades, so we are getting there. You see, right after that trade, it kind of barcoded, went down a little bit, and now we're back up, fully expecting it to go on yet another little rally. And right there, I get in, put my limit order, 10 contracts, and there we go, partially filled there, I'm fully filled. Again, kind of similar play as the last trade. I put a take profit just 4 ticks up in case we get one of those immediate spikes up. Let's just lock it in and take it. I honestly kind of forget how this trade plays out, to be honest with you. So I know it's a winner, but I'm not quite sure if it's a small winner or a big winner. I think that last trade was the biggest winner of the day. I don't have a stop on at this point. I mean, it's there you go. Okay, that was a quick winner. We got our 4 ticks pretty quick. Trade number 6. Here we go, guys. Last trade of the day. I'm going to pause this for a second. So that was that previous trade where we got filled and we got the 4 ticks. You might notice it trades in increments of 25 cents. So you see here we entered at 225. We got out at 325. Let's let this final corn trade play. We are 5 for 5. Can we make it 6 for 6? You already know we did. We get our fill here. Again, we're 10 contracts. Same play. Put in a take profit. See if we can get filled. Being a little bit more generous or a little bit more greedy maybe is the word. See if we can get filled up here at this higher amount. Likewise, I don't remember exactly what happens on this trade. All right, so right now we got our stop loss place. We're a couple ticks in the good, moving the stop up. We're sitting pretty good at the profit at this point in the day. It's kind of bouncing around here. If we can push through these, we've got great Q position up here. Moving my stop up. So at worst, we're losing a tick. See similar phenomenon. I mean, it sounds like a broken record, but you're seeing a lot of orders added here. You're not seeing as many pulled here, so that's why I moved my take profit down. It's kind of like, I think it was that third or fourth trade where I was like, you know what? It's not quite surging like I hope. Let's just try to grab this really quick, see if we can grab a few ticks. All right, so I think here in a second I get filled, and you're going to see it here disappear really quick. I've already been partially filled. And boom. That's it, guys. We got filled. So 646. I paused the video for a second. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. The magical world of corn trading. 6 for 6. What's my takeaway from this? You can only make money trading corn. I'm kidding, of course. It was a kind of a fortunate day. I mean, obviously, every single trade was long. Corn was just going up, up, up. And actually, I recorded those trades about 4 hours ago at this point. And I'm happy to report corn only continued to rise. There was money to be made in the corn markets today. Will I be trading corn some more? Possibly, honestly. It worked. I have to admit, corn worked out far better than I expected. And not just because every trade was a winner. I like the order flow. It's got some movement, a little bit of volatility. That's all the things that I look for. Very kind of a similar feel to the Ultra Bond, but different, of course. So definitely something I might consider. Guys, you were looking at my website. Be sure to visit. Couple of cool things in the works, which I cannot disclose at this point, but definitely 2 things in the works. So you might want to check it out. Of course, I will put out videos, though, when that information becomes available as well. Everyone, hey, we are 3 days away from the end of the month. So guess what? That means there will be new trader evaluation deals for the month of October. I'm looking forward to seeing what those are. And the best way to find out is to either visit my website or subscribe to the YouTube channel, which you are watching right now, and you will get an alert every time I put out a brand new video. Guys, everybody, thank you for watching. Feel free to check out that corn market, and I'll see you in the next video.